guest is an acclaimed New York Times best-selling author. His children's book, Pretty Ugly, is on sale now. Please welcome back to the show our friend David Sedaris. Welcome, David. How are you?
Fantastic.
Now, one of the things you said to me is we would not be able to do the interview without me asking about your shoes, and that is true.
Aren't they? I don't know that you can see.
That's like, so there's just
the
two.
top.
Yeah, I mean, that is something else.
Well, it's like I have a deformity of the foot. That's what it looks like. And they're so, like when you examine them, they just look, there's something scientific, like they belong in a, you know, in one of those sad exhibits of
Yeah,
people
like those very old exhibits of like medical, yeah.
people who somehow lived. That's what they look like.
Now,
And
when you saw those shoes, did you know right away, I must have them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another pair that's one pair stacked on the other.
Okay.
But these were more challenging. That's what I liked about these.
Yeah, how is the walking around? Do you feel like
You know
it's
what? It's
hindering
not that
you?
hard.
Okay.
I want to. Someone came up to me and said, "I want to see your footprint in the sand," and I thought, "Well, I do too." You know how that would look.
Congratulations.
Not
You've obviously written many books. This is your first children's book.
Yeah, I'm the only author who didn't think he could write it. Wasn't interested in writing children.
You had no interest in doing it?
None.
What tipped you into the idea of writing one?
Someone who I respect asked me to, and she was doing a project of putting writers together with illustrators, and so she put me together with Ian Falconer, who had done the Olivia books.
The
But this
wonderful Olivia books, yes.
before he did Olivia. He did the sets for a play of mine, and so we just always liked each other. And so he was going to do the pictures, so I thought, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about children's books. I mean, I don't have children just so I don't have to read them.
Right.
Like, I don't, and I got to say, it maybe sounds bad. It took me 5 minutes to write that thing. I just thought, I don't think kids, you know, they can be nice and stuff, but I don't think they're that bright.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I thought, well, it can't be that hard.
Yeah.
This is what I thought.
And then after you did it, would you say it was harder than you thought or exactly
No.
as easy? Yeah.
It's exactly as easy. But then, you know, people have asked, like, oh, did your parents read to you as children? I was talking about it with my sister Amy. Our parents put us to bed with 2 words: shut up. And then they closed the door. They never, ever read a book to us. But half of the people in my family are huge readers.
That's the thing that's shocking to me. You and your sister Amy just strike me as, I don't know, just like incredibly well-read and brilliant writers. And it's so shocking to me. This disproves every book about parenting that would say you need to read to your kids to make them readers. But so what was it that you think drew you to reading if your parents started every bedtime with shut up?
I didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to college, I didn't have a TV, and then after college, I didn't have a TV. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I just started writing when I was 20 because I didn't have a TV.
All right, well, this is heartbreaking news for you watching at home right now.
And there are like, I don't know, 27 words. There are more words on the hotel key than there are in that book.
Now, I wrote a children's book, and, you know, I think, like a lot of children's books, I tried to have a message behind it. Is there a message to your book?
None. I think it must be so exhausting now to be a child, and everywhere you turn, someone's trying to shove a lesson down your throat. Wouldn't you just be exhausted? And obviously, they don't work. Look around, right? Like, look around.
Right, because these are all, basically, this is a country run by adults who also read books with messages, and none of them took. Yeah.
No.
That's a very fair point. This is about a monster who's born with a pretty face and is very upset about it.
Yeah, an ogre. Yeah.
And would you say in my summary, I've now used more words than are actually in the book?
Yeah.
But were you worried, because there is a moment where the monster's solution is to reach into their mouth and pull their head inside out to make themselves look like a monster again. So this is just a sense of what the monster is doing. And now, were you concerned that this might be a photo that would be distressing to children?
No, not a bit. Not a bit.
You weren't worried at all. And when you first got Ian's art back, did you say more grotesque, or were you happy with his first pass?
No, I mean, he was such a master. I would never.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's always such a mistake when you're working with somebody, and you try to tell them what to do when they're so good at their job.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
I
we just
shouldn't-
left each other.
You know,
alone.
the illustrator for my book, Rob, that's the hard job. Writing a kid's book, so easy. Illustrating it, there's no shortcuts to illustrating it. So shout out to the illustrators.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is that Ian died last year, and I still have to split the royalties with him.
You know what? I've been doing this 10 years. That might be the most off guard I've been caught. Have you gotten any feedback? I mean, you always have friends with kids. Have anybody reached out to say whether they like it or not?
Hugh's goddaughter's mother wrote to say that Betty just wants to read the book again and again and again.
That's
so
great.
That's
Does that, I mean, I know you don't think kids are that bright, but do you still does that positive feedback matter?
well, I mean, that's the reader. I mean, that's so interesting. Though I've never had like someone who really can't read be my reader.
We've
But-
talked about how you've always taken great advantage of the opportunity to write inscriptions that are maybe different than what other authors would write when people come to your readings and things like that. Have you been able to inscribe any books for children yet?
I have only signed 4 copies of that book, but the book's called Pretty Ugly, and so I thought on the full title page I should work the words pretty ugly into. So somebody on the staff here just asked me to sign a book to their children, to their child. And so I wrote, like, Dear Rebecca, I hear things can get pretty ugly at your house when your parents get into the liquor cabinet.
I like that, both because they'll like think their parents are alcoholics, and even worse, like the word's getting out. Like people that don't even know her family are hearing this. Your sister Amy, who's one of our favorite guests on this show, is backstage. That's very lovely that she's here to support you. Does she come out when you're doing readings? Does she come to the shows?
Every now and then, you know, when I'm doing a show in the area. And then we were just together we went to Paris. She came to Paris. She hadn't been there in a long time. So she came in January. And we went to a couple fashion shows. It was exciting.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah, we had a great time.
Well, you're 2 of our favorites, and it is just a delight to have you here. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
David Sedaris, everybody. Pretty Ugly is available now, and tickets for his tour are available at davidsedarisontour.com. We'll be right back with music from Paloma Faith.